Saturation with stock or free plugins. Adding saturation to a sound is one of the most effective ways to get a really powerful sound. Saturation is a combination of two distinct but related effects, compression and distortion. So the conclusion of that is that in one hand the sound gets reduced in his dynamics, but in the other hand it gets some more harmonies. So let's start adding some saturation to some chords. For this video I prepared a simple piano chord progression just to get started. Really simple but enough for this presentation. What we now need to do is we need to route this track to a new channel. Press Ctrl L. What we now can add is we can add a simple parametric EQ just to EQ this sound a little bit. I'm gonna remove a little bit of the low end. Like that. Now I want to add some saturation to the sound. I'm going to use OTT for that, a simple but really good multiband compressor by Xfer, and you can download it for free. The best thing is, we need to adjust only one knob to get saturation. Now I'm going to turn down the depth knob and play the piano chord and bring the depth note back up again. And that's the magic. What we now can do is we can add a little reverb just to give the piano a little bit more room. I'm gonna use reverb 2 for that. Adding a little bit of size. Put the high cut around 8 kHz. A little bit of low cut. A little bit of more decay, 2.5 seconds. Very cool. Now we can make a little A/B test to see what we did. That's without the effects. And now with the effects. Yes. Sounds way better than before. Now let's test this approach on a simple Pluck sound. I also prepared a little Pluck melody for that. Really simple. Of course we need to route this little Pluck on a new channel. Press Ctrl L. Now we can also add a little EQ to EQ that sound a little bit, around 300 Hz, maybe. Like that. What we now need to do is we need to add some saturation. I'm gonna use OTT again for that. Turn down the depth knob, play the sound. Turn the depth knob back up again. Great. What we now can add is we can add some delay. I'm gonna use Delay 3 plugin for that. Turn it to the ping pong mode, turn down the wet knob a little bit of level down, and change the time. Like that. And in the end we can add some room, using again reverb 2 for that. Turn up the wet knob a little bit. That, some more decay, a little bit pre-delay, a little bit of size. Like that, sounds perfect. What we now can do is we can make a little A/B test again. That was the sound without the effects. Very boring. And now with the effects. Yes. Very good. What we now can do is we can listen to the block and the piano together. Turn down the volume a little bit. Cool. It's also a common way to use saturation on drums, so that's why I prepared a little drum pattern for that. It's just a simple kick, clap, open hi-hat and a little loop. Very simple. What we need to do now is to grab those tracks and put this on a new channel. So I'm gonna grab those drums and route those to a new channel. And really important now is to route those drums to a bass channel. That's what I'm gonna do right now. The kick to the drum bass, like that. The clap. The open hi-hat. And the hi-hat loop. Now we want to add some saturation to the drum bass channel. But on drums, I generate the saturation a little bit different than on the other instruments. I will use OTT in a slightly way and put a fruity wave shaper on top of that, because the OTT destroys the low part of a sound actually a little bit. And we definitely not want to destroy our kick. Let's turn down the depth note to 0, play the drums, and turn up the depth note. Just a little bit. And the second step we can do now is we can add a wave shaper. The wave shaper is basically FL's own distortion plugin. It distorts the sound when you turn up this little knob here, or it makes the sound quieter if you turn down the knob. If I'm gonna play the drums now, the wave shaper will get an input signal like this. The vertical line is the input signal. To get some saturation now, we need to add a certain point at the highest input level of the drum sound. Like that. And now we need to grab the top right point here and put it down until it has the same level like the point we added before. So now the wave shaper cuts the highest peaks of the drum sound, and that's exactly what we want. We want to limit the sound in its levels. And now to get the saturated sound, we can change the line to a curve by moving the point up a little bit, like this. And now the sound is getting a little bit distorted. If you listen closely, you can hear a little bit of the crush effect, and that's exactly what we want here. Finally, we can make a little A/B test again. That's without the effects, and with the effects.
Nice.
Finally, we can add some saturation to a bass sound. I also prepared a simple saw bassline for this video. Very simple. Of course, we need to route this bass to another channel. Press Ctrl L. What we need to do is to EQ this bass a little bit, adding a low and high cut, just to control the sound a little bit. Like this. So now we have a clean, nice sub. In the bassline, I will just using the fruity wave shaper. Again, I'm gonna listen to the input signal. Like that. Grabbing those peaks. Turn up the saturation. Or the distortion, if you want. Let's add another distortion plugin to the bassline to get some more character out of the sound. We can also use a free plugin called Camel Crusher for that. I'm gonna use the British Clean preset for that. Turn off the filter mode. Listen to it right now. Turn down the volume a little bit. And EQ it again. Finally, we can make a little A/B test again. That was the sound at the beginning. And the sound after the processing. Yes, the sound is way more powerful in the low end. What we finally can do right now is we can add a little sidechain to the bassline. For that, I'm gonna route this track to the bus channel and add Nicky Romero kickstart. You can also use scroll speed, this doesn't really matter. Use this preset. What we now can do is we can listen the bassline together with the kick. Sounds cool. Finally, we can make a last A/B test with the FX and without the FX on the whole track. That's without the effects. And that's with the effects.
You know what time it is? Disco time!
Very cool. So guys, thanks for watching. I hope we see us in another video and stay tuned.